to promote safe and secure e-commerce and a member of the Certification Advisory Council, Spring Singapore. That's not finished yet. Spring Chun has an extensive experience in running organizations. He's the Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverage Industrial Workers Union, which advocates fair employment terms for workers, General Manager of NTUC Denticare, Director of Skills and Development at NTUC Training Department, which oversees, among other things, like skill redevelopment programs and retraining of workers in Singapore, board member of former National Productivity Board. We really have the honor of him tonight to give us a talk on accreditation, regulation, and professionalism. Mr. Siang. Let's welcome him.
A very good evening to all of you. Thank you for the kind introduction. The first 50% of the introductions are actually national service work. In Singapore, they like to pull in people to do pro bono work, and therefore, I was pulled in. I had to turn down a lot because I can't be doing that. Otherwise, that might be my 100% work. Oh dear. Okay, let me start the case trust accreditation, regulation, and professionalism in the spa and wellness industry talk. When I was told to do this presentation, I was a bit hesitant because you guys are the experts anyway. I'm telling the experts what they should do. So I will just try to bring across a few points and maybe elaborate on the possible benefits of getting an accreditation, particularly when you go to a certain category, you will be eligible to do certain things. I suppose quite a number of you are already familiar with those things, but just bear with me, I'll just elaborate a little bit on those as well. So I will touch on what is case trust, features of the case trust spa and wellness accreditation scheme, benefits of the scheme to consumers, spa and wellness businesses. Okay, what is case trust? Basically, it's a scheme set up by the Consumer Association of Singapore to preempt issues from arising in the industry. It's a preemptive approach that we take. You may be asking why the Consumer Association is involved in this. We are involved in this because we believe that beside firefighting, we would want to share our experience with the businesses so that they can avoid problems from arising when they transact with the consumers. So we share what we learn from the handling of those complaints that we have at our end, and hopefully we can assist the business to adopt a more consumer-friendly position so that they have less problem with the consumers. Notice I say less problem, I didn't say no problem, okay? There will always be problem in any business, okay? But with this accreditation scheme, we hope there will be better relations between you and consumers. Okay, in this scheme we will have the accreditation scheme, and in this we would encourage the business to adopt good business practices, fair trading elements, sound system. Sound means system that works with the consumers, commitment, and of course professionalism. There will be requirements, for example, for trained staff to be available to service the consumers. So let me just share with you some statistics here. As at 1st April 2011, 120 spas have been accredited successfully, and we are in the process of doing more. And out of this total, 334 applications were received. Okay, 24 applications were rejected due to spas infringement record with the police or case. I will explain to you why we reject at our end. Well, for the police, I think it's quite obvious. If you have infringement with them, means that you have breached certain provisions of the regulations, and because of that, we would have to hold you back for at least 12 months. All right. We don't bar you forever, but at least there will be a period in which you can remain clean, so that you can become eligible to be case trusted. Okay, spas are now at various stages of the accreditation. Prerequisites for spa applying for accreditation: applicant must not have 5 or more complaints lodged against it with breaches of the Consumer Protection Fair Trading Act. I don't think I want to cover what are the provisions in the Consumer Protection Fair Trading Act tonight. You would have to find it out yourself. There are quite a number of unfair practices that are stipulated. So if you breach 5 or more, we would have to bar you from accreditation. Must have a clean record with the relevant authorities. I think I mentioned that just now. And the spa must remain clean or maintain the clean record for at least 12 months. Prerequisite for spa, some more: observe case trust code of practice and allow case trust representative reasonable access to spa on a request to confirm code of practice has been observed. Meet or exceed case trust criteria. By the way, the case trust criteria is easily available if you ask from us, alright, or you can go to our website and find out. And you must be agreeable to be assessed biannually. In the event of complaints, you have to be assessed randomly by authorized representative of case trust. And if it is too blatant a breach, we may order interim assessment on your business. So agree to be assessed annually, or we do send mystery shoppers into your business. All right, you may not know who they are, but they will just use your service. They actually use your service and then give feedback to us. Right. These are people you would not know if they are not case trust staff. They are not my staff. They are people whom we have engaged to do this mystery shopping. Okay, 4 key sections defined by the 47 criteria in this scheme. First, of course, is the policy, and then you have communication, system and practice, personnel. These are the 4 major categories. The policies would involve goods and services that you provide, the terms and conditions of sales. Particularly, we want to make sure that they are fair and square between you and consumers. Pricing and payment, right? That means there will be clear payment schedule. If there's any refund, it will be stated clearly. And there will be security. Basically, security of payment. Okay, terms and conditions of sales. By the way, security means also security of consumers' information. Right? You are not supposed to collect those information and sell those information to anybody else because those are confidential to your business. Right? Terms and conditions of sales, for example, in the criterion 6, my business has a policy of not engaging in selling activities or any form of selling tactics, particularly during treatments. Now, we deem selling during treatments as pressure selling, okay, and that is one of the breach in the Consumer Protection Fair Trading Act. So this is important, and I think we would like to always stress this. Now, applicants should refrain from selling during treatment. I think I said this before. Selling to be conducted before or after treatment. We're not stopping you from selling, okay, but you can do it after or before the treatment when the consumers are in a better state of mind to make decisions. Right. So this requirement has to be clearly displayed and explained to consumers. Pressure tactics are turned off. I mean, this is just an example of a case that was published in the newspaper. All right. So if you engage in this, consumers will certainly not be happy. And in the context of Singapore, they have access to various media to voice their unhappiness, and this may not be good for you, right? External communication, advertising and promotion, we want this to be as truthful as possible, as accurate as possible, and as elaborate as possible. For instance, you have to state the periods in which you did your promotion, okay, so that consumers will not be misled. If you're not clear, right, in fact, it is to your advantage to make it clear, all right. If not, then people may come after your promotion and you just cannot reject them, right? So your advertising material would have to be clear and concise and accurate, so that there will not be any misunderstanding or dispute that might arise later on. Okay, practice and system, retailing, feedback management, security, product and services, all these are lumped under practice and systems. For instance, proof of purchase, my business issue receipt, okay, and the receipt has to be clear, how much is paid, for what purpose, and so on. Applicants should have proper practices of issuing receipts to consumers, right? Even if they pay a small amount, right? It is a good practice to issue receipts. If you don't, I'm not sure how you can answer to your auditors, but there are people who doesn't do that. But it's important that you record all transactions. Receipt issued should include name of company. I mean, these are all basic information, and I'm sure most of the spa would want to comply with this. Okay, the next one is on personnel, performance, knowledge and dressing, performance of your staff, knowledge of your staff. In other words, it hinges on training. Your staff must be trained to do the job and properly attire when they serve the consumers. Right, so as I said, training is important and it meets the training standards in accordance with the prevailing Cat 1 requirements stipulated by the licensing authority. Okay, and you must have at least 80% of your staff certified to be qualified for this job. Okay, let me go into the assessment procedure. First, once you submit your documents to us, Case Trust will arrange a desktop assessment. In other words, we will look at all your documents that you submit to us to ensure that you are in compliance, at least on paper. All right. Assessments will contact assessors would contact the applicant within a month, sometime even earlier, to fix the date for submissions on the results of the desktop assessment. Step 2, basically assessors will contact the applicant to arrange a site assessment. Okay. Once the documentation is completed, the assessors will arrange for this site assessment, and the site assessment will include looking at your outlet, interviewing staff, okay, and maybe looking at your records that you have, appointment records and things like that. Okay, the next step will be the notification of the assessment result, right? And once you're successful, you'll be invited to sign the license agreement with case, or rather case trust, okay? And we will send you a letter of congratulations. You can collect your decals and various necessary documents like code of practice, logo usage, and the guidelines. Okay, so the whole process will probably take about 1 to 3 months. Okay, sometimes it may be shorter if your documentation is full and complete. What is the benefits of the accreditation scheme? Well, it basically means that you are qualified as far as our criteria is concerned, and you have clean record with the police. Now, this would augurs well when you promote your business to the consumers. Okay, you may apply to be a Cat 1, the massage establishment, under the ME license issued by the police. So these are some of these benefits. Okay, summary of police licensing criteria for Cat 1. Basically, you must have asset value of 50,000, and that's a mandatory one. The rest are minor. Skilled employees, as I said before, 80% qualified and trained employees. And the last one, which is more important, is the spa do not have bad records. Okay, so yes, and then another minor one is the uniform for staff. All right, that means staff would have to be properly attired. I think it's good to be properly attired so that when the authority visit your outlet, they know who are your staff and who are not. Okay, and it is also good for your company image. When consumers visit your outlet, they know you have staff who are properly attired, and you look more professional that way. Yeah. Okay, and of course the last and probably the most important one, you must be case trusted before they will allow you to have this license. Okay. More liberal conditions, unlike Cat 2 establishment, Cat 1 spas may be granted more liberal conditions by the police. Unrestricted operating hours, serving of alcohol. Although it's unrestricted serving alcohol, I think you have to make sure that it's moderate, right? You don't want the customer to create a scene in the outlet. Admission of customers regardless of their age, employment of foreign massagers or therapists, right? Benefits of accreditation includes the display case trust or display of case trust, or given the right to display case trust logo on your brochures, advertisement, and all the other collaterals, including your website. Okay, we also provide publicity for our case trust company. Once a while, we will have advertisement put out. And if you are one of us, we will include your name in, right, so that you can benefit from the exposure. These are some of them. When we talk to the media, we will include you, right? We'll mention about the accreditation scheme and how it benefits consumers, basically to create awareness among consumers of the importance to patronize a case-trusted outlet. free listing of your name on our website, and our websites are viewed by consumers. All right, whenever they have an issue, they will go to our website. So it's a good area where consumers could go to. Free listing on SD701 website, advertising opportunity organized by Case Trust, which I mentioned earlier. For example, the bus stop posters here, as you can see in the pictures. Case publicity channels, fortnightly newsletter, case bites, so on and so forth. Leverage from publicity generated by case activities. We have Consumers Day every year, sometime in March, and we will also highlight them. And we will also highlight them in the international magazine, the Consumer International, as well. We have mediation facilities, so if you have any disputes, in spite of the criteria that you adhere to, as I said, there will always be problems. So if there are, come to us, we will help you to mediate. This is the fee that you pay. Okay, entrance fee is $500, assessment fee $800 first outlet, $600 for subsequent outlets. Management fee $360 after first outlet, $180 subsequent outlets. All right. Okay, there will be spring funding for, I suppose, for assessment and also for consultancy. Right? So more details you have to find out from spring, right? Whether your company is eligible or not. So I'm just highlighted this for you. Details you got to find it out yourself. Okay, accredited spas must offer protection for package fee prepaid by consumers. We are now in the process of finalizing some of the insurance schemes that will be made available to all spa, and bear this in mind, we're going to make it a mandatory requirement for accreditation. Well, for those who have already been accredited, we will give you some time to get into that. But those who are going to apply over the next few weeks or so, we may insist that you take up the insurance scheme first before we provide the accreditation. Okay, useful contact here. You can call us and also some of the relevant authority as far as this accreditation scheme is concerned. Okay, thank you very much for your